Hi everyone, how are you? This is Miss Sarah, and today we are going to talk about the past simple tense. So let's see together what's the past simple tense. So the past simple tense means things that happened at a specific time in the past. Things or actions happened in a specific time at a specific time in the past and finished. Okay? Let's see, for example, what does this mean specific time? Specific time means that I should know when did it happen. Let's see here at this picture. Specific time means, for example, if I said last, the word last Monday, last week, last month, last winter, last year, last night. This is a specific time. So if it's last week, so I know this thing has happened last week. If it's last night, so I know it was the last night. If it's in winter, so I know it happened the last winter. So this is the specific time that I know when it begins and when it ends. Okay? Also, we have the word ago. Ago. The word ago comes by the end of the sentence. For example, I traveled to America 2 years ago. Maybe 2 months ago, 2 weeks ago, 2 days ago. So the word ago, one of the words of the past simple. When I see the word ago, I know that that's a past simple. When I see the word last, I know that is a past simple. Also, we have the very popular and famous word yesterday. Yesterday also means the day before today. Okay, yesterday is the day before today. So this is a specific time, and these are the words, the key words of the past simple. When you see any word of these words, so you have to know you are in the past simple. Okay. If I know that I am in the past simple tense, what should I do? What should I do to the verb? Let's see. Okay. So if you are in the past simple, you have to add by the end of the verb ed. Ed in the end of the verb. So all what you have to do is to add ed by the end of the verb. Let's see how can we do this. Here, for example, if I have the verb want. But what if I want to say that I wanted to buy a doll yesterday? So the verb want turns into wanted. So I added ed by the end of the verb. Wanted. Here, for example, if I say he wanted to buy a new car last year, maybe last year. Okay, so the word last year tells me that I am in the past simple, so I have to add ed by the end of the verb. Want turns into wanted. Also, here I have the verb call. Added ed by the end, it becomes like called. She called him on the phone last night. So she called him. I added ed by the end of the verb. Here in this example, I watched a movie yesterday. Okay, that's yesterday, so I am in the past simple. So If I'm in the past simple, I have to add ed by the end of the verb. So the verb watch becomes to watched. Okay. Let me tell you a very, very important thing. Do you remember in the present simple we said we add s by the end of the verb with he, she, it, add s, but with we use a and anything plural we don't add the s? Here we add the ed to all the pronouns. It's just the same. There is no different. There is no difference between he or we, you or they, she or I. Anything. Take the verb with ed. Okay, so I watched, you watched, he watched, she watched, we watched, they watched, the students watched, the students watched. So there's no difference if it's a plural or a singular, if it's she or we, if it's I or they, if it's a student or students. It's all the same. Take the verb with the ed. Okay, so take care of this point. Here in this example, I walked my dog yesterday. So yesterday, it means we are in the past simple. So what should I do? I should add ed by the end of the verb. Where is the verb? The verb walk. Here, W-A-L silent K. Added ed by the end, walked, like here. I walked my dog yesterday. Okay, so we said we have to add ed by the end of the verb. So what if the verb ends with e? Like the verb dance. The verb dance already has e by the end of it. So I should add only the e. So if the verb ends with e, I have to add only the d. Okay? For example, here the verb dance. The verb dance is already has its own e by the end. So all I have to do is to give him only one d. So dance turn into danced. Phone, phoned. So if the verb ends with e, all I have to do is to give him only one d. For example, she danced very well yesterday or last night. Okay? So if the verb ending in e, we add only d. Okay? For example, here the verb change. Change already has e by the end of it. So I only add the d. So changed. He changed his clothes last night. Let me give you more examples. If I have a verb like is already has e by the end. So all I have to do is to add the d. So liked. The verb move. Move already has e by the end of it. So all I have to do is to add d. Move, moved. Okay? Okay. But what if it is a verb ends with y? If the verb ends with y, so I have to cancel this y, and instead of the y, I should add I and plus ed. For example, if I have the verb try ends with the y, so I cancel the y and add I instead of it, plus the I add the D. So try turns into tried. Let's try one more verb. So here, if the verb ends with Y, I cancel the Y, and instead of the Y, I put I, and plus the I add ed of the past simple tense. Let's see here. In the verb cry ends with the Y, so what should I do? Cancel the Y, and instead of the Y, I put I, plus the I add ed. So cry, cried. The verb study ends with the Y, what should I do? Cancel the Y, and instead of the Y, I add the I, and plus I put ed. So study, studied. Study, studied. So if I have the verb ends with Y, I cancel the Y and add I plus the I ed. For example, the verb fly. Fly ends with the Y, so what should I do? Cancel the Y, turn it into I, okay, plus the I, ed. So ed. So the verb turns into fly, flied, with the I, ed. Let's try with the verb play. Okay. The verb play let's try it. Cancel the Y, plus ed turns into I, and plus ed. So look at the letter before the Y. What do we have? We have the letter A. The letter A is a vowel. Okay? So the letter A is one of the vowels. So what should I do with it? The vowel protect the Y. Okay? So I have to leave it as it is and add ed. So the verb play, the Y doesn't change into I. No. So I have to take care to put the verb play as it is and add ed. For example, play turns into play as it is and plus ed. So there is no I. Why? Because of the A. The A protected the Y. Okay? The A protected the Y because the A is a vowel. But if I looked at the verb cry, what is this? This is R. The letter before the Y is R. So R is not a vowel. It's a consonant. So the consonant is very kind. It will obey me and listen to my words and cancel the I plus I, cancel the Y plus I, E, D. But the verb like stay ends with a Y. But what is before the Y? We have A. A is a vowel. So the A will protect the Y and doesn't change it, plus E, D. Okay, let's see. So here I have a sentence. She played the guitar at my party last month. So the verb play here with its own Y plus the ed. The verb play, okay, with the ed without changing the Y. Why did I do this? Because of the A. The letter before the Y is A. A is a vowel, so the vowel protected the Y and doesn't change it into any other letter. Okay? Plus the E, D. So here, take care of the letter before the Y. If the letter before the Y is one of those vowels, so take care, don't change the Y. Just let it as it is. Just let it as it is. Plus the E, D. So, if the letter before the Y is one of the vowels, don't change the Y. Don't cancel the Y. Just let it as it is, plus the E, D. Let's move to the last part of our video today, which is did not. Did not is the negative form of the past simple. If I wanted to say that I didn't do this thing in the past, so did plus not, it becomes didn't. Didn't. Didn't takes the verb infinitive. Infinitive means the verb as it is, without any other changes, without the D or the ED or the IED. All these things, no. All these things, no. We don't add it to the verb with the negative didn't. Let's see. So here, I have the verb didn't. Comes with the all pronouns. I didn't, you didn't, he didn't, she didn't, it didn't, we didn't, they didn't. So there is no difference. All the pronouns goes with the verb didn't very easily. Okay? And I say you didn't play or played. Play as it is without changing anything, without adding ed, because the negative eat the ed, the negative eat the ed, the negative eats the ed. Let's see here some examples. If I say last week they painted, but if I say they didn't what? They didn't paint. So they didn't paint. So, not the difference between the two verbs. On your left, here we have the verb plus the ed, but on your right, we have the verb paint without the ed. Why? Because the negative didn't eats the ed of the verb. So, in the affirmative, painted but didn't paint. I do not say didn't paint it. No, I say didn't paint without the ed. Why? Because the negative didn't eats the ed of the verb. Here, last winter he walked in the snow. On the negative, he didn't walk or walked. Walk as it is without the ed. Why? Because the negative didn't eat the ed of the verb walked, so it becomes like walk as it is. So walked but didn't walk. Yesterday he played basketball, but he didn't play, without adding the ed to the verb play, because the negative didn't eats the ed of the verb play. So I say played, but I say didn't play without the ed. 2 days ago she cried. She didn't cry or cry as it is without the ed, because the negative didn't eat the ed, it's the ed of the verb. So cried, didn't cry. Last Monday they used the computers. but they didn't use the computers. So they didn't use without used because the negative didn't eat the D of the verb use. So used, didn't, use. So that was our session for today. If you still have any questions, just send to me. Thank you.